So, you know, you have a bike, you ride around town, maybe you hit a few little trails up and stuff like that. You go to your friend's house, or you don't even have a bike, but you want to get a bike, but you don't know what you need or where you can challenge yourself or where you can go explore. Maybe you want to go see some scenic routes and stuff like that, but you're nervous, you've never done it before, you don't really know everything you need, like I said. And what happens if you get lost? What if you get a flat tire or a breakdown or something like that? What do you do? And in this video, I'm going to go over some of the things that you're going to need, where you can go, how you can get information, what to do if you get lost, and then maybe you want to challenge yourself and get more motivated. Things you can do to get out there and go hit the trails or go hit whatever dirt roads or paved paths, whatever you want to do, but get out there and do more of it. So first thing is, what do you need? Obviously you need a bike, but on top of that, the biggest thing that I often see, and it kind of makes me cringe a little bit, especially in the trails, is people without helmets. So I'm going to definitely recommend, like always, get a helmet. Your head's worth the money, right? So I understand, I grew up the same way as a kid, right? You get on your bike, if you had a helmet on, you weren't cool, right? So I used to ride all around the city, right? I hit my BMX bike over jumps, I wouldn't wear a helmet. I was stupid, thought I was cool. Now, if I'm out in my front yard, I'll probably have a helmet on because now I'm a dork, let's just put it that way. And in my opinion, it's cool to be a dork, especially when you get in the trails, because as you might be able to see, this helmet has some damage right here from when I slid out and I hit, smacked a tree with my head pretty solid good, and my helmet took the blunt force, right? And I didn't get knocked out or anything like that, or have a concussion or a big headache. But I hit that tree, good enough to leave a mark, whether you can see it or not, and I was fine. So I was pumped that I had the helmet on because it definitely saved me there, because I honestly probably would have been knocked out and just laying in the middle of the trail. So good thing to have a helmet. Highly recommend it. Another thing a lot of people often overlook is water. So you're going to want to get yourself a water bottle. Whether it's a shorter ride or a longer ride, people will go out and they won't drink water, and you get dehydrated, and it becomes very hard to keep on going or trying to get back, right? So sometimes you kind of, with water, you get what they runners will kind of say all the time, you hit the wall. So that's when you're out of fuel and everything like that. So if you go on a longer ride or even a shorter ride, bring some water along the way. Rule of thumb is drink one water bottle for every hour of activity. Now, obviously, if you're on a more leisure ride and you're just kind of going at an easy pace, you won't drink that much. You may only drink a bottle every hour and a half. If you're not sweating a lot and it's really easy, you can make a one bottle go 2 hours. But in my opinion, always bring extra water. You never know when you need it. You might end up going, oh, I missed a turn. Now you just added 3 miles on your ride, and that water would have been really nice, if you had it. Another thing, if you're going on a longer ride, a lot of people don't think about this, but so not only does your body run out of water, your body runs out of fuel and nutrition. So what I would recommend is bring a snack, granola bars. You can bring, there's cycling gels and stuff like that. Whatever you're comfortable with, try them out. Some people bring candy. Some people do a little thing of Coke. Bananas are very popular. You can always peel these bananas, eat them. I take the banana peel and then I'll throw it off to the side. Some people are going to hate me for that, but it's a freaking banana peel. All right, come on, people. So those are the main things to kind of get you going, get you moving. With those, you can go hit your local trails or whatever kind of ride it may be. And I'll touch on a little bit later what kind of riding styles there are and what you might be interested in doing. Another good thing to have is some kind of if it's not a GPS device, bike computers, what they used to say your speed words, those kind of outdated. you can now get a cheap GPS system. And what's really cool with GPS is you can just use your smartphone. There's apps out there like Strava that will record your riding and stuff like that. And what's really cool with those apps, you know, they record your speed. They can connect to some of your sensors, like if you have a heart rate monitor. And another good thing about your phone is, let's say you get lost or something like that, you can pull out your phone, look at Google Maps. You know, you could call a friend, say, hey, I'm broken down, I'm stranded, man, I'm walking miles back, can you help me out, kind of thing. So phones are really nice to have. Otherwise, you can get a bike-specific GPS one that will give you a little bit more stuff you can do, which this GPS you can also load into, like if you're a Strava user or anything like that. And while you're going, what the hell is this Strava thing this guy's talking about? I'll touch a little bit on that later. Basically, it's a phone app or an online site where you can record your data and it posts it all up there. We'll touch it a little bit later. But you can get these really cheap, especially used, to the brand new fancy ones. These can range, you know, anywhere from like $50. I've seen used ones for like 25 bucks. So if you're trying to, you know, on a budget, go look used. They'll still work, do the same thing. If you want to get a full-blown bigger one that's like basically a phone with the GPS, everything on it, you can do that. So these things are really nifty, and there's a lot of different things you can do with them. You can ask your local bike shop more about these specifically to get more details on them. Another good thing to have for safety, especially if you're on like a road ride pretty much, or a dirt road ride, and you know there's cars or farm tractors sometimes. This little guy that goes on the back, pretty nice to have, even especially if gets a little hazy out, a little cloudy, a little dark, hard to see. So it's just something, one extra thing to make you more visible and don't have to worry. Try to prevent being hit by a car, kind of thing, which that's never good. So another thing, well, what if you break down or something like that, or something, you know, you crash out, your bars slip like that. Something that'd be an easy adjustment, but you need a small tool, right? So go out. I recommend, you know, when you get to that, you know, you got these little, you know, these guys are cheap. They fit in your pocket, especially back if you like a jersey or something like that. You can just throw it in your back. But this little multi-tool pretty much has all the adjustments I need if I crash out, my bars twist, or I need to adjust something because something's not quite working. So these are kind of neat, but you know, a lot of times this is mostly, you know, I need to adjust my seat post is pretty much all I use this for, unless something crashed like I was saying earlier. So that's a pretty neat little guy. Another thing though is like, so you get a flat tire or something like that. That's a big one, right? So if you're out and you get a flat tire, what do you need? Well, a lot of this that I'm getting into now is kind of more of, you know, you don't need it to go ride. So don't be like, think you gotta go out and you gotta get all this stuff, right? I'm just kind of covering the different things of what you might need. But I would definitely, you know, obviously the first few that I hit, helmet, water, yeah, get them, all right? So you get a flat. I've gotten a flat and I go, oh crap, you know, I forgot I don't have a tube, I don't have anything, so either I gotta call a buddy or I gotta start walking. I've had to walk miles before, used to be a pretty common thing. Now what I do is I take there's this little baggie, right? And this goes right on the back seat. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Something like that, right? And don't even know it's there, but what I got inside this guy, I got this little nifty guy that'll help me take off my tire. I have, this is a CO2 cartridge, and then a little like the air valve, so this will actually, just kidding, it doesn't go on that way. So goes on here, and basically this will fill your tire really fast without having to use a pump kind of thing. So what you do is I also have a tube. So I pull out my tube, I use this guy to get half my tire off, you know, I put my new tube in, screw the CO2 on, hit it real quick with a bunch of air, it fills up to really nice hard, you know, a lot of PSI in there. And once I got that, take the old tube, put it back into this guy, and put my wheel back on my bike, and I'm good to go, you know. So instead of having to walk, you know, especially if it's like a road ride and I'm 20, 30 miles away from my car or my house, I'm not walking 20, 30 miles. That's a long way. And maybe I lost my, or forgot my phone or something like that. So definitely, having this can save your day from being an absolute nightmare and, a long ride, imagine walking, 20 miles when you only have one water bottle. Like, yeah, that's when you start, hitchhiking, which I've done a lot too before. So, it's all what you want to do. Now, luckily, a lot of people are nice, so people tend to respect bikers, so you usually can get, a ride fairly quickly as well. So, just like that, it all fits back in there. This zips up. Cool thing to have, especially if you get a flat tire somewhere. So, definitely I would recommend something like this. You don't need to actually have this. You can stick your tube or whatever if you have a jersey in your back pockets. You don't need this guy if you got some strong fingers, but honestly, I'd rather use this, especially if I'm in the woods and there's mosquitoes biting me and it's like midsummer and it's like, ow, like I'm sick of mosquitoes biting me, so I'm gonna try to get my tire changed real quickly. So another thing that you might not think you need, but it's a good thing to have, is some kind of eye protection. Now, on the road, it's not so much of a big deal. You'll see more people having nice sunglasses on, because sunglasses are nice because obviously you block the sun out. So you have these cool little, bicycling glasses, and, people get some of these fancy glasses and also use them for the trails. Honestly, I'm kind of cheap and I don't really care so much for, sunglasses and stuff like that. So what I do, safety glasses. And I do a lot of trail riding, mountain bike riding, so the reason I wear safety glasses is a low branch, maybe there's a little bit of dirt comes flying off the tire in front of you, or whatever it may be, a bug actually gets in your eye or something like that. So these really protect your eyes from, any kind of branch or anything floating in the air. So these, $1. You can get these online, safety glasses, $1. I love these things. They get scratched or whatever real bad, and I'm like, not worried about it. I'll just toss them to the side, basically throw them out, and not on the trail, obviously. But these guys, these are, probably like $70 sunglasses here, and I don't want to get these all scratched up or spend that much money on a pair of sunglasses, right? So whatever, if you want to do whatever you want to do. But another thing is, you'll see a lot of people with their tight bike shorts on, right? And a lot of people, will make fun of me. You wear those tight spandex, you wear those tight bikes. Yeah, I used to be like, I'm never gonna wear those, right? I used to wear khaki shorts, I used to wear gym shorts, yada yada. But the more I got into biking and the longer rides I got on, that's where these bike shorts came in. So the nice thing about bike shorts is they may be a little expensive depending on what kind you get, but they have padding in there, right? So on top of your seat, you have this nice cushion padding. So this really, really helps out for the long rides, all right? So highly recommend these when you start going out on longer rides, or you start becoming a better biker and you're really, trying hard and going out for harder rides, kind of thing like that. So highly recommend those. And on top of that, you'll start to see that a lot of people have, you actually may not even notice it, but you'll see at bike shops, there's some goofy pedals, and unfortunately I'm bringing it out, but you might see like these pedals right here. There's nowhere to really put your foot. What's up with these things? Well, these are clip-ins. So with these pedals, they come with special shoes, and these shoes actually will clip in here and hold your foot on the bike, on the pedal. These are really nice because there's now a whole new pedal stroke you can do. So instead of just pushing down, you can lift up. But another thing I really like about them that a lot of people think it's the opposite. So a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to get my foot locked in, Well, if you just twist your foot in a crash or scenario like that, you're automatically going to twist your foot without even thinking about it. And your foot's going to come out, right? And it's no big deal. A lot of people are worried because they're like, well, what if I can't get my foot out? I'm going down a rough section and I want to get my foot out. Well, you just twist it out. It takes a little bit to get used to, but you'll get comfortable with it. And honestly, the better you get when you go down those rough sections, when your foot is bouncing off all the time, a lot of times you don't want that to happen, right? So these actually keep my foot on the pedal and keep my bike underneath me, rather than my foot slipping off and then all of a sudden all your weight's all over the place and you may go down, or you may just be like, oh, see like that, just knocking stuff over. So these obviously are a bit more expensive. They obviously vary range in price, but when you get out and get more fit or want to challenge yourself more, you may want to look into these when you start going into, again, the longer distance, rougher mountain bike trails, things like that. So definitely another thing to possibly have in your arsenal.